Might have been Miroslav Freacher, could have been Boria Salming. It's hard to say.
Tighten it up.
All right, game one, Eastern Conference semis. A couple of teams that were pushed to 7. Toronto took Cleveland to 7. Orlando took Detroit to 7, both on Sunday. Kind of gas tank situation are we looking at here? Cade Cunningham, I'm just fine. Scott hits the 3. Pistons led by 16 after the first quarter. Donovan Mitchell with the handles in the float game.
On point.
And it's a 14-point deficit. Now, that's a matchup that's going to work in the favor of Mitchell with Isaiah Stewart, the big fella, trying to check him. It's now 11. This is an issue for Harden tonight. The turnovers costly. Ron Holland, the second in transition. Little Euro step and the finish. Detroit led by double digits at the break. Cavaliers trying to claw back into this one. Again, a turnover. That's an easy flip ahead. Cunningham to dunk, and he flips ahead to Asar Thompson. On the other end, 11-point game, make it 8. Mitchell with the 3. And then speaking of threes, the Struce is loose. Corner tray, and just like that, it's a 3-point game. Early fourth. Speaking of shooters, off the Jalen Duren rebound, Duncan Robinson, not sure about that mustache, my man, but you do your thing. The lead's 9. Dunk, Euro stepping, and hitting 3 the hard way. Ian Harden.
He knew what he was doing.
Sure he does. 19 for Robinson. Harden on the other end. All right, you can take those 2 with you. Part of a 9-0 Harden run. We're tied at 93. The big block there from Duren. Still going up. The Cleveland bench, actually, they didn't react too much. On the other end, after the Pistons got a bucket, they're about to get another. Cunningham, the lead for Duren. Pushes the lead to 4. Next Pistons possession, Cunningham. Duren rocks the rim again. He had 11 points, 12 boards. The lead is 6. This is a sequence of one possession after another. Bucket, 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 bucket. Cade with 23. It's a 7-point lead. Here, Danis Jenkins will get the rip. That'll do it. 23 from Harden, 22 from Mitchell. Not enough. Pistons take the first by 10. Here's Cade after the game 1 dub.
Yeah, we've been through a lot. Seen a lot of scenarios in the game and stuff. So just reading how they were guarding us and trying to get the best shot possible. That's all that was. So we did a good job.
Before the game, I asked you what are some of the benefits that you could take away from that 7-game series. The way this team started and the way they was able to execute at the end after the game was tied, how much of what we saw was a testament to that?
All of it. Understanding what the moment needs and what's called for, and then having the poise and confidence to go out and execute it. And, playing in 3 basically elimination games, you understand that. You understand, how important starts are, the urgency. You understand, how to close and how to finish and how to get to your spots. And then you grow belief that you can. And I think that series did a lot of that for us.
No surprise that Cade Cunningham once again powered the Pistons 23-7. He's played 14 postseason games in his career. He scored 20 or more in all of them, the 4th longest streak in NBA history, trailing Kareem, LeBron, and Anthony Davis. As for the other side of the ledger, here's what the Cavaliers had to say after fighting back to tie it, but coming up just a bit short in game 1.
You look within first, and you look at my turnovers, and a lot of them were just on me and nothing they did. So, and, which led to I don't even know how many transition points they had, but it was way too many. And, if I had to put my print on one thing on the game, that's the game right there. How many points they had in transition? How far turnovers?
20,
there you
31.
Go. That's the game. It's nothing else.
Chiney Ogwumike is with us to discuss this Detroit-Cleveland semi game 1. And Chiney, it is a 93-all game with 5 minutes to go. It comes down to winning time, and the Pistons score on 6 consecutive trips. That type of efficiency in high-stakes moments is a differentiator. What did you notice? What did they get? How did they get it?
What they got was finally Cade Cunningham some help.
Because I was saying going into the series, we need to give our guy, the star of the Eastern Conference, some icy hot, especially for his back, because he's been carrying his team, especially with winning time. Instead, if you see those possessions, I was so impressed with Jalen Duren. If you look at the box score, it's only 11 points, but he had 12 rebounds, he had 4 assists. But most importantly, during that stretch of like 4 minutes left, he got a block on one end, and then Cade dished it to him, and he dunked. And then they got another stop, and then he got another dunk off, and he dunked again. He played with force. He played with authority. His numbers this postseason may not jump off the screen, but when it came to when it mattered most, his defense showed up. But he was not alone. You think about Duncan Robinson, who knocked down 5 threes, had 19 points. And also Tobias Harris, who they affectionately called Unk. Now, what's funny to me is Tobias Harris, he's actually had 6 straight games, I believe, of 20-plus points, which is impressive. But they call him Unk because he's the OG. He's the vet. He's the calming and consistent presence. If he's Unk, then I guess I'm Auntie, because we were both a part of the McDonald's All-American, the same class for the same year. And so I've embraced my age. And finally, they got a variety of contributions, and it showed up when it mattered most for the Detroit Pistons.
Funny thing how that works, Shanae. You wake up one day and you're on the Unc and Auntie side of the aisle. It's not a lot of fun when you wait till you're the grandpa, man.
You're not there yet, Scott. You're not there yet, Scott.
No, I don't know. That's another story for another day. All right, I want to ask one last question on this game, because I was really interested to see that Cleveland front line. Mobley and Allen, I'm big fans of theirs, and I thought they might have a head-to-head advantage, and maybe they will over time. They didn't tonight. What did you notice in the front court matchup between Detroit and Cleveland in Game 1?
What's fascinating to me is that what we saw in the first round series when it comes to the Cleveland Cavaliers and their losses going in extended series, it's because whenever James Harden or even Donovan Mitchell, that backcourt turns over the ball, it just creates a horrible circumstance for Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen. As much as we want to say that Evan Mobley is a creator, the best optics for him is being a recipient of those short roll passes, a recipient of just pick and rolls and pick and pop situations. And Jarrett Allen is a perfect example of that. When James Harden is turning the ball over, he had 7 turnovers in this game, he's not going to get a look. And that's why we saw in the first round series, those two combined for, I think, 11 points on nights where they had high levels of turnovers. Again, 19 turnovers for the Cleveland Cavaliers. That means that their big players are just not in rhythm. And so James has to take care of the ball. The Cleveland Cavaliers have to do better taking care of the ball. And hopefully that allows them to unlock the most important players to their success.
Just one bucket for Allen tonight. Detroit, great when it mattered most. They grab Game 1. Shanae, enjoy the conversation. We'll discuss the Lakers and the Thunder when that one's done in just a bit, all right?
Sounds good.
About the postseason, so kind of living in the moment. We have an opportunity to play the next one. That's all you can ask for.
They ain't beating Oklahoma City. Not with Shea Butter coming to town. It's different.
We're not satisfied with just one championship.
I live for this moment.
LeBron is money. SGA delivers.
Game 1 tonight between SGA and LeBron, and Shanae is back. Okay, so what are the keys for the Lakers to have a chance in this series?
So on NBA Today, we call this Shanae's checklist. So this is the checklist to take down a #1 overall seed. This time it's the Lakers. Starting with 1, you have to win the possession battle. That means you need to control the boards and rebound. But most importantly, you cannot turn over the ball, because that is a gift to OKC. They led the NBA in the regular season and currently are leading the postseason in points off of turnovers at over 20 per game. Points from that area. 2, you have to defend the greatest player who's likely going to be MVP in SGA, the best player on the other team. Maybe you put Marcus Smart on him. Maybe you double. Mind you, when the Phoenix Suns double, they still scored 35 points off of those double teams. So it's a pick your poison, but still defending the MVP. And last but not least, you need an element of surprise. What helped the Lakers was Luke Kennard going for 27 and 23 in games 1 and 2. Rui Hachimura having versus the Houston Rockets 21 in game 6. DeAndre Ayton having big moments. You need that supporting cast, the element of surprise coming in off of the scouting report to help create some momentum. So those are the 3 keys for the Lakers. It is a tall task, this.
All right, LeBron James and the Lakers, by the way, 15.5-point underdogs, which would be the longest in any game of LeBron's career, regular season or the playoffs. Let's talk about a little drama, shall we? In San Antonio last night, Anthony Edwards came back early than expected from a hyperextended knee and scored 18 points off the bench to help the Wolves beat the Spurs. Wemby had a triple-double with 11 points, 15 boards, and 12 blocks. But of course, it was not enough. So what is your biggest takeaway from the Timberwolves Game 1 win?
That Anthony Edwards is literally that X-Man. He's Wolverine, the iconic. He's pulling a Hugh Jackman. Wasn't it Hugh that was Wolverine?
It was.
Right?
It was.
The
Good
fact
job.
that he can recover in historic amounts of time and not miss a beat. This was on full display, especially in the fourth quarter. He had 18 points, which is subpar when you look at him averaging around 27, 28. But it did not matter because those 18 points, 11 of those points were scored in the fourth quarter. And he did 8 of those points in isolation. He was cooking. But this was an unselfish win because on multiple of those possessions, Rudy Gobert and Julius Randle were paving the way, clearing out, boxing out so that he could do his damage and cook. Sis, when I saw him knock down a 3 off of Wemby, go dribble, 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 step back, hit a 3 in Wemby's eye, I knew that man was different. He's not 100%, but he is 100% that dog.
Janae, you still got it. I see it there. Dribble, 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 step back, etc.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
Game 2 tomorrow night, 9:30 Eastern, right here on ESPN. Janae,